Inside your bedroom, we stopped counting the days, lost in the rhythm.
Hi, hello. My name is Amy Prokopis, and I am a paranormal and romantasy author, always with a little spice, and welcome to my video. I want to make this a new series, mostly for accountability for myself, but also because all of the research that I do for my own book marketing, I am also open to sharing the thought process that goes into some of the decisions I am making and why. And also by posting it here on YouTube, not only does it keep me accountable to do a better job really deep diving and researching all of these topics for my social media marketing, but it also gives us a place that we can chat and compare notes and maybe talk about what's working for you if you are another author, or just a behind the scenes look into my life as an indie author and everything that entails. So if that's interesting to you, make sure to like this video down below. Likes are free, helps the algorithm, helps me out a ton, and subscribe if you like this content, and make sure to turn on that bell notification below so you don't miss another video like this. I plan on doing them every single month at the beginning of the month. Yes, I know it's not the beginning of January. January was overrun at the beginning of the year with New Year's content. I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I wanted to do this video anyway, even though there's not a whole lot to talk about as far as marketing strategy for this month, but I thought it would be a fun way to kick off the new series. Welcome in. First, let's talk about my personal decision-making, where I market my books, why I market them that way, and then we can move into some of the research and stuff behind that for particularly this month, as it has been so far. I don't pay anything for marketing. I do not do paid ads. Occasionally, I might run one through Instagram, but I rarely pay for promotion. I have found that I have a better ROI, return on investment, when I have done the heavy lifting that comes with free social media marketing, and it seems to have a bigger outreach as well and gets closer to my target audience than when I have paid for ads in the past. Yes, I know I am probably just not targeting ads correctly, but this is working for me. I like the authenticity that social media allows me, and it's working. So we go with it. I don't pay for advertisement. So I'm doing social media marketing, and I am marketing primarily in 3 places. And what I mean by that is these 3 places are where I'm specifically posting my books and hope to find new readers. And that is TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, mostly YouTube Shorts. So that is a little background on how I am currently marketing, where I am marketing, and a little bit of why. The why is just the engagement's better for me, and I also don't have to pay anything, which is fantastic, and I get a better return on investment. So my question to you, if you are a reader, where are you getting most of your book recommendations? So that could mean a couple things to you. Where are you seeing books that you are more interested in? Are you seeing them online being targeted to you? Is your algorithm serving you book recommendations? Are you getting those in person somewhere? Maybe at bookstores, in person places? I don't know. I want to know. Let me know in the comments down below, where do you get most of your book recommendations? And for authors, the question of the month: what do you write, and where does your target audience hang out? Are they hanging out primarily on one platform or the other? Is your target audience younger or older? What do you write? Where do your readers hang out? Because honestly, when you go into marketing, that may be one of the biggest questions you need to ask yourself, especially social media marketing. And that was one of the first things I asked myself, because I write paranormal, romance, and romantasy, spicy books. A lot of my target readers are 20s, 30s, and they hang out primarily on TikTok and Instagram. And so those are the places where I put most of my efforts in marketing, because that's where my readers are. And so that's what's important. So let me know in the comment section. Now we are going to take a look at the themes for the month, meaning what themes, overarching ideas are we seeing across a lot of platforms, if not all of them, or maybe just a lot of them that I am utilizing? What are the themes that we are seeing a lot of through the month of January? And of course, being the month of January, we are seeing a lot of New Year content. New year, new me, new habits, starting fresh. A lot of people are picking up new habits or going back to old ones. A lot of those things are also kind of, I've noticed a little bit just in my own content, but also in everybody else's intentions online. A lot are wellness based. I don't want to get too involved in it because I myself am trying to limit my own doom scrolling online, but the state of things in the world is not amazing right now, especially if you are somebody like me who lives in the United States. Things are bleak. The headlines are bleak. There's a lot of videos being thrown at your face on social media also that are not super nice, not very good things to watch routinely. And so a lot of people, I think, starting in January, especially with recent events, will be looking for content that falls a little bit more into a wellness niche, self-care niche, things that are escapism. And I think that is where us as authors have a little bit of an upper hand because we write oftentimes escapism. We write fantasy. We write things that people want to read and engage with in order to get away from the reality. And so I think a lot of what we're going to see on social media in January and then probably continuing into February, since this is mid-January, is content that has those kind of themes to it. Content that is trying to put a positive spin on things and look forward towards goal setting. And I think we're going to see a lot of those themes in content. Where I think this is great for authors is because it is a great opportunity not only to maybe be more involved in promoting your books for escapism and recharging. Maybe you can lean into that new year, new reading XYZ books a year. If that's something in the bookish community that gets talked about this year. Maybe it's book to put on your TBR in 2026. Maybe there's a reel and you flash your books up there, books to put on your TBR 2026, fantasy, whatever niche particularly you are. I know that TikTok, you can be more broad with this. You could put all of your backlist on, and on Instagram tends to, their algorithm tends to like things a little bit more niched down, where TikTok, each video tends to run in a category. So you could literally put a day in my life video up, and then right after you could post a promotional video of your fantasy romance book. The two have not a whole lot to do with each other. And TikTok categorizes them separately. So each individual video you put up on TikTok gets pushed out to people who are interested in that particular thing. Instagram is a little different. Your entire content backlist, your entire profile is that niche. And so the algorithm is trying to figure out how to promote you, not necessarily an individual piece of content that you put out. So it is more important on Instagram that you are niching down in all of these ideas. So maybe it is a real books to put on your 2026 TBR, that you keep it within your particular niche. So not just books to put on your TBR in 2026, but Instagram would be a great place to be a little bit more niched down with that particular reel. And maybe you do fantasy romance books to put on your TBR in 2026. I am going to personally put that in my content calendar to do before the end of January because I really like the idea. And I think it leans into the themes starting fresh and new in 2026 that are going to be pervasive through the end of January. Other things that I have seen online, but also I have seen and listened to in other videos, I will pop up on the screen somewhere, the different content creators that I follow, watch their videos. And when I see common themes between all of them, I know we're on to something important. And that important thing is AI. Hang on. Don't run away yet. I said the big scary word. I hate AI. I hate AI in my art. do not worry. However, right now on social media, we're seeing a huge uptick in AI to the point that there are content creators that are AI themselves. They're not even real people, but they are branding, promoting content, and filming videos, and it's completely AI generated. And that is horrendous to me. Hugely deceptive marketing. I hate it. However, a lot of people online in social media marketing who have a lot more experience than I do are saying and have been saying that the public doesn't actually like this either. So if you don't like it and I don't like it, a lot of other people don't either. So AI content is not going to be sticking around. It will be pivoting, I anticipate, in different ways. So because of that, people want to engage authentically. And so, especially I think on the platforms which tend to, the algorithms, better promote things on an individual basis, like TikTok, I think we are going to see some more people have success with really casual style videos. I'm thinking TikTok in particular, since each video gets pushed out to the audience, not the content creator themselves. I think that we are going to see people have success with like chatty videos, or I threw my hair up in a bun. I have to tell you about this amazing book I just read. Listen up, don't scroll away. Here's why you got to read it now. This kind of content, because it's authentic, it's a little bit messy, and I think people are really looking for that kind of content right now, especially as so much of the world is fake and AI generated and robotic. And I think people are looking for that personality. So don't be afraid to show a little bit of your personality in your content, whether that's literally throwing up your hair in a bun with no makeup and talking about your book online, or maybe it's just more casual discussion about your book, or maybe a quick live stream just to give some updates about your content, because you can go live on all of these platforms that I also utilize. And live streams is something that I plan to bring back to YouTube in 2026. I originally, at the end of 2025, moved my Write With Me live stream over to Patreon. I really liked that as an exclusive perk for my Patreon audience. I changed a little bit the format of it. And now what I think I am going to do is actually split the content. So the way I restructured how the Write With Me live stream goes, right now it goes really in depth with book updates as I am writing my projects. I am going to create a separate video and lean into a video I used to do on Patreon. I want to return to that, and that is the Let's Chat video. I'm going to add that structure to that video. That way Patreon still gets that exclusive content, and I am going to return the Write With Me live stream back to its original, really casual content and put it back on YouTube every single Sunday night. This, I think, will really fulfill that sort of authentic engagement and connection that I think we are going to see a lot of success with in 2026. So I am returning that to YouTube. I do not plan to go live on TikTok and Instagram. I plan to use TikTok and Instagram as a funnel towards the live content on YouTube. So what I mean is I want to do a better job of plugging my YouTube content across the board on my social media platforms. Mostly I will be doing this through Instagram, probably through Instagram stories. However, I have recently done a new kind of carousel post on Instagram, and it is always my highest performing post, highest viewed, even highest shared, and often my best engaged with. And that tends to be the post where I plug a YouTube video or plug my books at the end, but primarily I'm plugging my YouTube videos. So it is that carousel post always ties into the content of my YouTube video. And at first I was a little concerned with what I was going to put in that carousel because I don't want to give away the YouTube video, right? But then I remembered, as we have found with some things on TikTok and other book marketing stuff, hang on, I will get to that. Sometimes giving away the best bits entices people to watch the entire thing. It's just like with books. let's get back to that piece. When you share that steamy section, that one Kindle screenshot, that one scene on TikTok in a screen grab, people like to go and find it and they want to read it within the context of the book. It will often entice people to engage with the content. For one, they're going to look at it because it's exciting. And then two, they may seek out your book, which pushes SEO. It's great for search engine optimization. If people are clicking on things, the internet basically knows that people are looking for it and continues to push it more. And it may result in a sale. So I'm using the same idea to plug my YouTube channel on primarily Instagram with this carousel post. So I plan to do more carousel posts for more of those kinds of things. And yeah, I think it's going to go really well. We've already talked a little bit about the things I plan to do and add. I want to put a lot more emphasis on YouTube. I want to up my game. Don't worry, I know the camera is shaky. The audio may not be great, but I am getting a new setup. I've already got this new backdrop, which I am currently still adding to. I am getting a new tripod. I'm also getting new microphones. I am very, very excited. I'm going to up my game. I want to do a lot more quality content here on YouTube, and I want to get back to posting regularly. Woo, this video has been a little bit disjointed. I promise it's going to be better scripted the next time. Let's talk a little bit about what is currently working for me mid-January on these 3 social media platforms. On TikTok, what is working really well for me is the static posts, the photos. Photo 1 is a hook. Photo 2 is a screenshot of a quote or a section of my book on Kindle. I highlight the dialogue, only the dialogue, and it's meant to entice the audience. It's usually a big scene from the book, so don't be afraid to be a little spoilery. I promise it's not going to be that spoilery. Just do it. There's actually a really good video that I am following for this method, and that was Katie Wismer's video. I'm going to put it up here. I will see if I can remember to link it below, as well as all of the other content that I watched in order to gather my data. But her video is amazing on this method. This is how I am increasing my outreach and also page reads and Kindle Unlimited primarily on TikTok, is posting those videos. I am also interspersing some what I call B-roll content. It's very similar to these. I take kind of the same quotes from the books, or I pull a hook from the book and I take a very short video, 7 seconds of myself, my face existing, just kind of doing something. Usually it's like trying to be like bashful. Oftentimes, like swooning over the scene is sort of the vibe I'm trying to give off. And over the top of the video is where I put that hook and I put some kind of trending sounds. You should know on TikTok, don't just use the trending sounds because they are trending, because oftentimes those trending sounds are associated with certain types of videos or certain types of topics. And if that does not match your topic, your content may be pushed to the wrong crowd simply because of that piece of audio. So make sure that you are picking audio for your videos that matches the theme, the vibe, the overall target audience that you are wishing to seek. So make sure it's something related to that. On Instagram, I said it before, how Instagram and TikTok tend to work a little differently. TikTok tends to push your content out a piece at a time. It does not analyze you as a brand. It is analyzing the content you put out and basically dropping it in whatever bucket fits that, versus Instagram, where your entire profile gets sort of assigned a singular category. So on Instagram, a really quick growth strategy, or one of, you're going to hear it all over if you look up anything for social media growth and all of that, especially with Instagram, is niching down. You do not have to niche down. However, if you are an author, it makes sense for you to niche down anyway, if you ask me. Niche down, look at who you are. What is your brand as an author? For me, it is paranormal romance, romantasy, always spicy. So I'm all like everything I'm pushing out has some sort of sexiness to it. I really lean into that, and that has started to perform very well for me. So I am going to niche down even more into those categories. I have things on my backlist that fall within those categories but are more broad, being that the target readers for some of my past series are not the same, and I struggle to market them sometimes. And I think that when I'm trying to market both on Instagram, it is sort of a detriment to the whole. So what I am planning to do is some of my more young adult books, my Guardians of the Sixth Gate series, The Arena, I am planning to focus more on TikTok marketing. Everything else will cross over with TikTok and Instagram. So I want my Instagram to be focused a little bit more on my steamier books, because I think that will make the algorithm come around and it will make it easier for it to identify what I am all about. And it will get pushed out a little easier because I have niched down more and you can define me more simplistically, to put it succinctly. Aside from that, I also said I want to do more carousels that highlight and link back to some of my YouTube content. So I want it to be author related, but again, I am niching down, trying to make it more paranormal, romance, romantasy, and spicy related. So I am also focusing a bit of that on YouTube. I will be leaning on YouTube into more behind the scenes. I'm also going to be going back to some of my roots in teaching. I used to be a public school teacher. So while I am not teaching craft, because I don't do that, that's not my thing, I do want to lean into the world of author life, and behind the scenes is the big bucket. I think that you could throw all of that into. So while Instagram will link back to that YouTube content, Instagram will always have a focus on my books and my paranormal romance, romantasy books, spicy books. It will always be a reference, even within these carousels that link back to my YouTube content. YouTube is going to be a little more focused on behind the scenes, author life, kind of lifestyle related things. I want to bring in more themes related to my background, share my experience in a teaching-esque style so that maybe we can chat, maybe us authors can come together and make better business decisions for ourselves and discuss why those things may be different person to person. And I also want to bring in wellness and mental health because, one, I also have a background in that. I am an LPC candidate in the state of Oklahoma, and I have a whole degree in counseling aside from a degree in English writing and literature. I would like to bring that into focus because I myself am focusing on slowing down and being kinder to my mind and body. And like I said earlier, coming back to all the themes for this month and the theme of this video, I really think January is the month of fresh starts, resetting, and a lot of that has to do with mental health and wellness. And so I plan on pushing a little bit of that on my YouTube as well. I have a video I'm planning for this next week that is strictly focused on author mental health and wellness, and I think it'll be really fun. It sounds extremely niche, honestly, but also I think that when we're honest about who we are as a brand and the kind of content that we want to engage with, I think you'd be surprised that you are going to find all of the people you want that are interested and engaged in the same things. And that's what matters because it's authentic, it's real to you. And if you're not creating things that you also want to create or would want to read yourself, why are we creating them? I know that money is a factor, but money is also not everything, especially if the way that you earn your money is not bringing you complete joy. So that's my opinion on that. Again, I hope this was interesting. I want to bring this back to the top of the month. I will have a much better script, I promise, and be much more put together. This was a little bit more, I would say, more difficult to get started just because a lot of the research and things I was doing was in a short time frame. So some of this stuff was not nearly as in depth as I planned to be going into the month of February, because we really aren't we're getting like a present and past view of January and not necessarily the total future view that I would like. However, I did have ideas that I am planning to bring going into the month of February as far as content planning goes. So hopefully you will too. Leave your ideas down below. Tell me what's working for you. Feel free to steal mine and create some of the content I've mentioned in this video. I hope it was helpful. So thanks for watching this video. Make sure to give it a like and a subscribe below. You should definitely check out my Patreon. We didn't talk about it a ton in this video. However, I am bringing a lot more content to Patreon in 2026. And right now, until January 24th, I believe, you can join and get 90% off your first month when you join my Patreon. It is $5 a month. There is a free tier where I post a weekly bookish update about all of my projects, completely free, and you cannot get that information anywhere else. So definitely go and at least join for free. That link, along with my social media and my books, is in the description box. Go check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Read books, be kind, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!